Lepidoptera, an order of the subclass Ptera. About 200,000 species are known worldwide, and more than 8,000 species are known in China. It is the second largest order of insects after Coleoptera. The distribution range is very wide, with tropical species being the most abundant. Most species of larvae harm all kinds of cultivated plants. The larger ones often eat the leaves or burrow into the branches. Smaller ones tend to curl leaves, bind leaves, sheath, wire and net or drill into plant tissues to feed, and adults mostly use nectar as a supplement, or mouth parts are degraded and no longer feed, generally causing no direct harm. So the general characteristics of Lepidoptera are: it is a complete metamorphosis type. Adults have siphon mouth parts, body and wings densely covered with scales and hairs. The wings are 2 pairs, membranous, each with a closed medium chamber. The wings are covered with scales, forming special markings, commonly used in classification. Few pterygoid or brachypterous. Tarsus 5 segments. Anura. The eggs are mostly round, hemispherical or oblate. In addition to 3 pairs of thoracic feet, the larvae have 2 to 5 pairs of abdominal feet, with 5 pairs mostly with toe hooks, and can spin silk and knot cocoons or nets. The stripes on the larva body and the densely scattered seta or trichotoma, hair tufts, branches, etc., are also important in classification. The pupa is the pupa. Lepidoptera can be divided into 2 suborders, Heteroceratina and Hamarocerina. Heterocornus includes most nocturnal moths. Antennae are linear, pectinate or pinnate, rarely rod-like. Anterior-posterior wing joint habenular type. Different venation in front and back. Pupae have no edges. Common examples include the moth family. Small to medium size, slender body, abdomen end pointed, fine scales, smooth body. The lower lip reaches forward. The larvae are slender and smooth and the toe hook lacks ring. A few are whole ring, most are double order, and a few are 3 or 1 order. The larva is herbivorous, more boring fruit, seeds, stems, and so on. There are mainly 2-borer, 3-borer, corn borer, peach borer, pod borer, and so on. Trichopteridae. Small to large, slender body, few scales, wide and weak wings. In some species, the female has degenerated wings with SC veins. The base is sharply curved, and the buttock vein is only 1. The larvae are in 2 pairs of ventral legs, located on the 6th and 10th ventral segments respectively. Larval creeper. When moving, it is called inchworm or step chew. At rest, the abdominal foot is fixed on the branch, and the front part of the body is straight, mimicking the branch shape. The larva is mainly leaf-feeding and polyfeeding. The common ones are Chinese Sephora, jujube moth, persimmon star moth, silk cottonwood, and so on. Noctuidae. Medium to large body, stout and hairy, dark body color. Antennae filiform, male antennae pinnately in few species. 2 eyes. The chest is large, and the dorsal side often has raised scales. The forewing color is generally gray, many color spots. The posterior margin of the middle chamber has 4 veins, and the upper outer corner of the middle chamber often forms a secondary chamber with our veins. The hind wings are mostly white or gray. The larva is stout, smooth, less hairy, and darker in color. There are usually 5 pairs of gastropods. Most of the eggs are round or slightly flat, and the surface is often radial longitudinal ridges, scattered or piled on the host plant or soil. The common ones are the moth, the silver moth, the small ground tiger, the cotton bollworm, the tobacco green worm, and so on. So, where do our common butterflies fit into the taxonomy? They belong to the suborder Malicornis, with clave-shaped antennae with thick ends and large wings, which stand upright on the back when resting, unlike the suborder moths. Flat scaly hairs on body and wings. Butterflies are also different from moths in their diurnal activity. Butterfly adults feed on pollen and nectar. The larvae are vegetative and harm trees and crops. Butterflies have colorful wings, and people often regard them as ornamental insects. Common butterfly species are medium to large beautiful butterflies of the Papillidae family, often black, yellow, and white as the base, decorated with red, blue, green, yellow, and other color markings. Some species have a brilliant blue, green, yellow, and other colors of metallic luster. Antennae elongated, base close to each other, end clavate. The coracoid canal is well developed, and the forefoot is normally developed. The anteroposterior wing is triangular, the middle chamber is closed. The outer edge of the hind wing is undulating, and the M3 veins of most species often extend into a caudate protrusion. Bright colors, beautiful shapes, fast flight. The size and color of the male and female of most species are the same, and a few species such as birdwing papilio and some species of papilio, the difference between males and females is very obvious, showing sex dimorphism. The larvae are dark in color when young, similar to bird droppings, and are often green and yellow in old age, with red, blue, and black markings showing warning colors. The body of the worm is smooth and hairless, the rear breast is raised, and the back of the first breast knot has an orange forked sac, commonly known as stinkhorn, which suddenly protrudes when frightened and gives off odor to defend the enemy. Common types are citrus papilio, golden papilio, green papilio, etc. Neptus. It is the largest family of butterflies. It is a small to medium-sized butterfly species with a few large species. Rich in color, different shapes, patterns are quite complex. The antennae are long, and the ends are hammer-like or clavicular. The adult forefoot is degenerated, inactive, and the tarsus unclawed. The fin is highly variable, with some species having apex and some species having caudate. The wing surface is very colorful. The middle chamber is usually closed on the front wing and open on the rear wing. The egg is hemispherical. The surface of the egg has longitudinal ridges or transverse stripes. Eggs are scattered or clustered together. The larvae are long cylindrical, with small heads, and many species have spines on their bodies. The pupa is the obtecta pupa. Common types are Kallima inachus, Polyura narcea, Arginis hyperbius, Vanessa indica, etc. Pyridae. The size is usually small to medium, with the largest species having a wingspan of up to 90 millimeters. The color is pale, usually white, yellow, and orange, and often black or red markings. Anterior wing triangular, posterior wing oval, no caudate. The forefoot is normally developed and has 2 forked claws. Many species are sexually dimorphic. The egg is cannonball or pagoda-shaped, long and direct. The larvae are cylindrical, slender, and have wrinkled rings at each segment of the chest and abdomen. The pupa is the Obtecta pupa. The hosts are crucifery, legumes, rosaceae, etc., common insect pests of vegetables and fruit trees. The common species are the butterfly, the hook, the wide edge of the yellow butterfly, and so on. Well, today we have introduced some of the corresponding characteristics of Lepidoptera for the students. So down the students to summarize and summarize. All right, I'll see you today.